Ooh, I like this question. This question's easy, but also you're gonna laugh. Okay. What item has been the most design limiting when making units and abilities? So this one's actually really easy. Blue buff. Blue buff is so incredibly design limiting. It's like, because blue buff exists, you can't have anything of like 10 mana or 20 mana. It's like 30 mana is the minimum. And even then, when you make a 30 mana champion, guess what item they must have to be functional? Blue buff. It's like literally every 30 mana champion in the game is like, that's a blue buff champion. So every range, like, you can't make ranged low mana units without blue buff. It is so limiting. Like, Kent and I have for years wanted to like delete blue buff and Shojin. But we lose another access of items, which feels bad, and players like them, so we don't delete them. No one uses blue buff on Silas. You're right. So again, that's why I said ranged. Melee mana champions are fine, right? Because Riven and Silas aren't going to lose an entire item just to have 10 less mana because of the way mana generation works right now. But ranged champions, it's like you need those items. The best we did was, at least now 30 mana users can use blue buff or Shojin. At least it's not one or the other. But it used to be you had to have blue buff, and it was just so limiting. So blue buff, yeah, I don't like blue buff. Even though it's funny, because the champions I play a lot, Teemo, Brand, stuff like that, the dot champions in the past, Malzahar, Cassio, those are my favorite champions. But like, again, that's because they all have to have blue buff. Have you tried playing Teemo without a blue buff or a Shojin? It's terrible.